Hello and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to talk about something that I'm super passionate about, which is supplements, but also the right supplements for your skin health, because not every supplement is needed. I see this all the time where people are supplementing with things that they don't need to supplement with, and supplements are expensive. So making sure that you're taking the supplements that are going to help your skin, but not taking anything in excess or anything that you don't need is also important, because one thing that I know is that healing your skin and going on a natural healing journey can get pricey. And so in this instance, I want to tell you what supplements I use, why I use them, and there's no fluff, there's no nothing here that isn't specifically targeted for really good, healthy, vibrant skin. So the first one we're going to talk about is vitamin D. I mean, this bottle is looking a little bit worse for wear. I love vitamin D. If you have any skin issues, you are likely dealing with something that has to do with a vitamin D deficiency somewhere in and around there. And the thing about vitamin D is it behaves as a vitamin, but it also behaves as a hormone. And so when your vitamin D levels are low, you're going to struggle to balance your hormones. You're going to struggle to have good, healthy skin because your hormones are going to be shifted. And so making sure you take vitamin D every single day is important. But if you live in a northern climate like I do, I live in Canada, absolutely need to be supplementing with vitamin D because we don't get out in the wintertime. And I am from a very cold city. I'm from Edmonton, Alberta. It's where I was born and raised. I live in Toronto now, but there are super high levels of eczema, psoriasis, and MS, because those are very responsive to vitamin D deficiencies and excesses. In a place like Edmonton or anywhere northern, you really do want to be supplementing with vitamin D. But something to remember is that vitamin D is a fat-soluble vitamin, meaning it hangs around in your fat. You should take it in the presence of fat every single day, but that also means that you don't pee it out. So if you take too much vitamin D, you can have a toxic level of vitamin D. Funny story, that happened to me. When I was first supplementing with vitamin D, I was like, I heard it was great for your skin. I listened to a podcast that said take like 10,000 a day. I use a day, which is international units. That is too much. I went to my naturopath and she's like, you need to stop taking vitamin D immediately. And I did take it for 2 years. That's how much I had in my body. So just remember that it is a fat soluble vitamin. The recommended intake on like all the websites and health websites you'll see is 1,000 IUs a day, and that stands for international units. I personally take about 2,000 a day, but I also am coming from a place of having too much, so I don't need that much. But if you're healing, you might need more. The thing about vitamin D, and I always say this to people, go get your blood work done, see what your vitamin D level is at, just to make sure that you don't create a toxic situation in your body. The next thing is magnesium. I love this magnesium because you get so much, and this is like a huge bottle. It's Naka Originals, and it's a Canadian company, so if you're not in Canada, I don't know how easily you're gonna get it. But the thing about vitamin D is that if you take vitamin D and you don't take magnesium, you will create a magnesium deficiency, because our body requires magnesium to be present in order to use vitamin D effectively. So if you start taking vitamin D and you aren't taking magnesium in order to support that conversion in your body, you are gonna create a deficiency of magnesium. And the thing about magnesium is most people are walking around this world deficient in magnesium. If you get leg cramps, if you don't sleep well, if you get headaches, if you get really bad period cramps, like magnesium is influenced and involved in so many things. And if you don't have it in your body, you absolutely feel it. Taking magnesium is really important. Now, if you are talking about the different magnesiums, here's the breakdown. Magnesium citrate is more for like, if you are dealing with like digestive issues, it's going to help move you. It's also going to help with like anxiety, sleep quality. I mean, they'll all help with that, but there's some that are better for your skin than others. And the one that is best for your skin is magnesium biglycinate. And so that is the one that I take. Obviously, if you are deficient in magnesium and you pick up magnesium citrate, you are going to feel some benefits. That being said, if you are supplementing to help your skin, magnesium biglycinate is what you want. I think it's also really important that I mention that I'm not a doctor. I'm not your doctor. All of this is for your information and to help you go down the path of healing for yourself. But if you aren't taking any supplements, there are some things that are universally good for all of us. Vitamin D and magnesium are two of them. The next thing that I take This comes with a disclaimer because I take collagen, and this is just enhanced bovine collagen. I personally prefer bovine collagen. There's marine collagen as well, which comes from fish sources. I prefer bovine collagen just because I like it better. That, and I worry sometimes about mercury content in the fish that they're using to get the collagen out of. It's my own personal thing. I mean, if you take marine collagen and you like it, live. But I personally like bovine for that reason. Now, the thing about collagen is I get collagen from lots of different places. I get it from this. So this is just like a collagen powder. I put this in my coffee. I put this in a lot of like the desserts and recipes that you'll find in the Glucose Glow Up community, which is my community for PCOS, insulin resistance, and inflammation. You will find a lot of recipes with collagen powder in it. That being said, I also drink bone broth every single day, sometimes multiple times a day, because that is like one of the richest forms of collagen that you can get. I make my bone broth at home, so I know that it's super high in collagen. Collagen is something that I take every single day. If you have skin problems, your gut is in struggle. Your gut needs help. And collagen is full of really rich amino acids and also things that are gonna coat your stomach lining and help heal it over time. So often when people are vegan or vegetarian and they come to me for coaching, I always say, we got to get some collagen in somewhere. If you're not wanting to eat meat, at least have bovine collagen or at least have a cup of bone broth every day to just sort of like inch yourself toward some gut healing. But if you are trying to heal your gut and you are eating a vegan diet, you are going to struggle. But that is a video for another day. Okay, the next thing is berberine. I like a combination of berberine or inositol. They both help with balancing our blood sugar. Now, the reason I have decided to start taking berberine is because I found an amazing brand. This is called Ancient Bliss, and this is their berberine, but it also has cinnamon, bitter melon, and green tea. And this is important because berberine, again, helps with the balancing of blood sugar. And it helps almost immediately. It's like one of those things that you take it and it's gonna help you that day. That being said, the reason I like this Ancient Bliss is because it also has cinnamon. Now, cinnamon is also really good for our blood sugar, but it's a cumulative effect. You know, taking it for 3 weeks, a month, 3 months is really going to help your blood sugar. But if you're taking a daily supplement of berberine and you're getting that blood sugar balance in that moment, but you take the supplement consistently every day, you're also going to start to get the benefits of cinnamon. So it's kind of like a double whammy, and that's why I really like it. It also has bitter melon, and bitter melon is really good for our liver. Anything bitter is good for our liver. If we are struggling with glucose balance, blood sugar issues, PCOS, insulin resistance, reactive hypoglycemia, like anything that has to do with your blood sugar, you need to work on your liver because your liver is one of the most important detox pathways in the body. Bitter melon helps to boost the function of your liver. So that's why I really like this Ancient Bliss berberine supplement, because it's not just berberine, it's other things too. Look, if we can get bang for our buck, I'm all about it. So I love this one. Let's talk probiotics. I believe very strongly in probiotics. If you live in the modern world and you have stress and you eat food, drink maybe a little bit, or if you have like just stress, period, you need to be taking a probiotic supplement. If your skin is bad, eczema, acne, psoriasis, any skin issue, and it's coming from the inside, so it's not like a topical irritation, then you need to work on your guts. We had, of course, the collagen, bone broth, yum, but also in repairing the lining, that's one thing. And drinking bone broth and taking collagen is going to help you in that area. When we're talking about repopulating the digestive flora, so the healthy, good bacteria, you need to do that with probiotics. Now, you can do it with probiotic foods, so like fermented foods, miso, kefir, sauerkraut, and things like that. But if your gut is struggling and you eat those foods, you're not going to be able to get as much benefit because your body can't digest it well because your gut is struggling. Once you take the collagen and you're healing the lining, you add some, really good digestive flora back through really good probiotics, then you can start eating those foods and get the benefit. But to start, I recommend taking a supplement. I like to buy my probiotics that are chilled, so they're in the fridge. They're living. And so if you buy it on the shelf, they're probably dormant. When they wake up inside of you, they might not all wake up. So they might say it has like 10 billion bacterias in it. If it's on the shelf, maybe only 5 of those are going to be active when you take it. And so I prefer to buy my supplements, my probiotic supplements, cool in the fridge. That's where they're stored. If I'm traveling, I'll take one that's just like on the shelf because look, traveling, it's an exception. You want to make sure that you get something that's refrigerated because then all of those bacteria are still alive. You also want to look for at least 10 billion CFU. That means that there is a ton of bacteria because when those bacteria hit our body, in our hot body, a lot of them die off before they even get to our stomach where they need to go. So you want a lot there so that a lot survive the travels. So I like CanPrev, I like NFH. I don't really have brand preference necessarily. I just look for over 10 billion CFU and making sure that it's in the refrigerator. That's all you need to be considerate of. Turmeric. If you have skin problems, there is inflammation going on in your body. And one of the best ways to reduce inflammation is turmeric. It's natural. You find it in nature. I put it in beverages. Like I take the fresh root and I juice it. I put it in beverages. I use the spice in food. That being said, once again, if you are dealing inflammation, especially in your gut, if you are just trying to eat foods with turmeric in it, you're not going to have enough turmeric at that point to do what it needs to do, because you're not going to put 5 tablespoons of turmeric in your serving of curry. You're just not. It's going to taste terrible. As a chef, I would never recommend that. That being said, if you take and you supplement with pills, then you're able to do that without affecting your dish. You don't need to do that. You can eat food you like that tastes delicious with turmeric. You can also supplement. Now when I was like really healing inflammation, I was taking up to 6 of these a day. But again, not your doctor. Figure it out for yourself. But I really like turmeric. It's amazing for inflammation. And again, if you are dealing with any skin issue, you need to get to the root of your inflammation. All of these supplements that I've talked about so far help directly or indirectly with your body with inflammation. But this is one of those direct ones. Like if you aren't taking turmeric and your skin is struggling, do it now. Do not pass go. Do not collect $100. Get some turmeric. Lastly, and this is an honorable mention because it's not really something that you take or ingest, but this is something that a part of my supplement routine, and that is castor oil. So I love castor oil packs. If you haven't watched the Coffee Enema YouTube, watch it. And I'm not talking about consuming castor oil, like drinking it. That's for another thing. I'm talking about using castor oil packs, so on my liver, on my thyroid, on my reproductive organs. This is an oil that can permeate the skin barrier and go in there and get healing. It helps with detoxification. It also helps with smooth muscle contraction, so it helps you remove waste through number 2s really easily. It also helps your hair grow. Like there's so many things that castor oil can do. If you have grandparents, they will absolutely know what to do with castor oil. I use it in my castor oil pack. I wear one 3 to 5 nights a week. If I'm eating anything or feeling under stress or whatever, that might not be that good for me, I tend to do castor oil packs those times specifically. But something that you want to remember about castor oil packs, or castor oil just period, is you don't want to do them on your period because it increases smooth muscle contractions, and your uterus is a smooth muscle, so you will bleed so much. Unpleasant, in its entirety. So you just want to make sure that if you are trying to conceive or you are pregnant, no bueno. If you're pregnant, you shouldn't be listening to this video at all right now. Come back when you're not pregnant, because you are doing something else and you don't really want to upset any balances that you have going, with any supplements, unless you talk to your doctor, which I'm not. I'm not your OB, I'm not your GYN, I'm none of those things. If you're pregnant. Yeah. Also, when it comes to castor oil, it's something that you want to avoid during your pregnancy because it could cause you to go into preterm labor, and I don't want to be responsible for that. So if you're pregnant, don't do castor oil. All right, so those are the supplements I take. These are the ones that I take every single day. They've helped me so much. I find that when I'm not taking them, that I notice. And one that is not present right now, simply because I'm waiting for that order to arrive, is my fish oil supplements. So I take a high EPA fish oil, and that is particularly for inflammation in the body. I'm just waiting for my order to arrive, so I don't have the bottle to show you, but I love fish oil as well. It's so important for inflammation. And I think that I like my fish oil, and I make sure to get it from a really reputable source. That being said, I don't have the same affinity for marine collagen. Makes no sense maybe to some people, but that's just the vibe. Fish oil is also really important because it's hydrating you on the inside, but it's also reducing your inflammation because it has those really beautiful omega-3 fatty acids, and that's what we want. I take 3 of the big fish oil pills every single day, and in addition to the turmeric, that is my anti-inflammation powerhouse. Everything else is in support of directly or indirectly reducing inflammation. Directly is the omega-3 and the turmeric, and everything else is sort of an indirect reduction of or elimination of inflammation. But what I also want to say about inflammation in our skin is that it can be very cyclical. If you are going through a really stressful time, you're moving, you're, breaking up with someone, maybe you're having a child or something, that is going to cause you inflammation in that moment. Maybe you're on vacation or you're on a work trip and there's just not really good healthy options available. That might cause a little bit of inflammation in your body, but knowing that you have the power and there are tools that you can use to reduce your inflammation if it should go up at any point is where the power lies. I think I take it on as my job to show you that you can heal your body, you can heal yourself, you can heal your life. You don't need pills or creams or any of that. I mean, these are pills, but you know what I mean. No prescription pills or creams or anything. You and your body have everything it needs to do to heal. You just gotta sometimes give it a little bit of support. If you have any questions about supplements, the ones I talked about or any other ones that I can answer, hit me up in the comments section. Check out the skin class in the comments section as well. It is my 2-hour workshop. It comes with a PDF, it comes with recipes, and they are all focused on skin health. So I want you to check that out. I also want you to subscribe, because if you don't subscribe, you're gonna miss videos, and it's terrible. I don't want that for you. So I'm Bianca. Thanks for watching this video. Just to remind you, I cleared my full body, neck to ankle eczema breakout naturally without pills, without anything, when 2 dermatologists and my doctor told me it was impossible. And I did it, and you can too.